Hi, Colin Birchall here from Smart Technologies, and massive welcome to our Smart Reseller community, and welcome to another That's a Smart Idea. The 1 minute video, which very rarely lasts a minute, where we here at Smart for Business help you, our smart reseller community, sell more smart business products into your customers and add value to your smart business proposition. So today we are here talking about part 1 of Construction Time Again, which is a series of That's a Smart Idea videos, or TASI as I like to call them, where we talk about the construction industry and how smart is actually changing the way people work in that industry. So let's have a dive in and talk about our first use case today, which is all about using it on a building site or a construction site. So the environment I'm going to talk about is a building site today. I'm going to talk about a construction site or a building site where you have a temporary building or a porter cabin where the project team regularly meet, where they will normally be sat around a table where they'll roll out drawings and they'll be marking up those drawings. So what I'm going to talk about today is why you might use a smart interactive display in that environment. So the first reason is obviously we're changing from an analog setup where we've got drawings rolled out and people marking it up and then sending it off to someone to import into some sort of a database or project management system. We're talking about changing that process, cutting out a lot of the middleman and making it digital, where we can mark directly onto the drawing, we can save it as a PDF, and then we can share it and possibly boost it straight up to our project management system straight away. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to talk about using Smart Ink. We're going to talk about using Smart Ink Document Viewer. Now, those applications are free with the Smart Display, with any of our smart displays, in fact. And we're also going to talk about Smart Meeting Pro, which is included as our Pro Series offering. So the MX Pro and the QX Pro also has that software included. So we're going to use a lot of the business software tools that we have available to us via the Pro Series of smart interactive displays. So right now I'm going to go into using Smart Ink Document Viewer, which can be installed onto as many devices you want. We're going to do a scenario where we might be marking up a drawing, but then we're actually going to have someone join us remotely via Teams. So that could be a consultant or an architect where we might want to ask them a question and show you how valuable this will be in that sort of setup or that environment. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm stood in front of a QX board right now, so we've got the integrated camera, so that's not a problem for my call later on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Smart Ink Document Viewer. So we'll just get that open. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up a drawing. So I'm going to bring up a plan here. And the first thing I can do, which we can't do with a piece of paper, if you like, or a rolled up piece of A0 paper, is actually bring up the drawing and actually zoom in on it. So that has a couple of different benefits. It has that benefit of being able to zoom in and look at the fine detail without having to put my glasses on and look a little bit closer. But it also means we can make it possibly bigger than an A0 or an A1 drawing. And when I do that, I can zoom in, I can zoom out as well, and I can actually pan around. The other great thing I can do is just simply pick up a pen, annotate on the drawing and pan along. Annotate and pan along. Now that has the added benefit of being able to, if I zoom out, you'll see those annotations have stayed in place, which is great. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually save this directly to as my PC or my drive as a PDF, and I can actually share that out with a wider audience. But what I'm going to do now, I need some input from my colleague. I've got Charlie Leverton lined up, who is my colleague in our business solutions consultant, a senior business solution consultant, to join me on the call. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up my Teams. I'm going to go to my calendar and let's join that meeting. And what I'll do, if I click on join the meeting, I'm just waiting for Charlie to jump on so we can have that conversation. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to just change my camera view so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you can actually see my camera here behind me, so you can see a lot more detail. And you can also see in detail as well my drawing, my plan. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. So I'm going to use this as part of our call with Charlie when he joins us. And I'll also see as well, when Charlie does join us, I'll actually be able to see what he might be sharing at his far end as well, if I wanted to, and discuss any topics that are pertaining to the project. So I can see Charlie's joined me, which is great. Hey Charlie, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Colin. You're coming through loud and clear.
Brilliant. And so are you, that's great. Charlie, we've been talking, obviously, we're talking about construction today on That's a Smart Idea, and this is part of our Construction Time Again series of videos. This scenario we're talking about is the building site scenario. So essentially, you're playing the part of the architect or the consultant. And what I'm going to do right now is share my content with you, essentially. So what I can do now, you can actually see, we're talking about a drawing. And if you could just tell me what I've just circled here.
Yep, you circled some chairs, and you've also circled a featured timber wall with acoustic wall cladding in red.
So you can understand exactly what I'm talking about at this point when we're in a call. So if we're in a call right now, we're on a Teams call together. Charlie can actually see what I'm sharing. He can actually see that I'm moving the drawing around, and he can actually see the areas that we're highlighting and we're discussing. But if we want to talk about this in a little bit more detail and maybe take it out of the drawing application, the SmartInk document viewer, and maybe bring it into Smart Meeting Pro, which is our whiteboarding application, we can do that really simply with SmartInk. So what I'm able to do is go to my SmartInk here, go to my capture tool, which is here. And what I'm going to do is actually capture just a section of the page. We brought it into Smart Pro. And what I can do now is go to my whiteboard, and I can see I've now got it as Smart Meeting Pro. And in fact, if Charlie wants to fire some input to me, if he wants to say, for instance, do some of the tables or chairs, any changes you want me to make there, Charlie, while we're on the call?
Yes, it'd be great if we could think about maybe having them turn into theatre style rooms rather than round table.
So maybe take out this wall here and maybe make this a focal point and maybe move the furniture back. That's what we're saying essentially, isn't it? So again,
absolutely,
because we've done that, we've taken that image out. What we can do now is change this information, pick this up. We can say theatre change. We can even convert it to text. And then when we're finished with our Smart Meeting Pro, we can save as, and we can save it in the whiteboarding format, which is Smart Meeting Pro, or we can save it in the format of PDF, PowerPoint, and image file. So that gives you one scenario where we can actually make decisions really quickly. We can involve people over distance, so there's a lower cost in terms of travel, and we can actually get a lot quicker agreements on a project to be able to upload it digitally to a digital project management platform. So that was part one of Construction Time Again. We're going to see a series of these videos over the next couple of weeks, so thank you for joining us. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to our smart resellers out there. Your support is hugely appreciated. We are not number one without your efforts and your support, so thank you so much for that. If you want to find out more ways how to accelerate your smart product sales, especially in business, you can listen to past episodes of this on over on our YouTube channel. There's a link below. And until then, thanks for joining us. Keep winning out there and try new things, because that's a smart idea.